The spring night wind at the end of spring penetrated the skin with its coolness, and Juliana shivered before remembering that she had forgotten to take her coat when she came out. The liveliness and warmth of the crowd were left in that brightly lit house, and there were only a few scattered stars in the night sky of the parking lot. She didn't want to go back in. She saw Alfred Williams' all-black Koenigsegg was still there after looking around, but he wasn't in the car. She stood under the tree waiting. The sky in the latter half of the night seemed even more empty and lonely, with a thick blackness that separated the laughter from the front yard of the villa as if by a transparent barrier. Juliana heard footsteps and saw a tall and straight figure in the distance. With his long legs walking through the night, he came casually. Alfred William walked to the car and pressed the car key. A figure emerged from the shadow of the tree. "Brother Alfred." Alfred William took a half step back and cursed at the same time. He supported his hand on the roof of the car to steady his nerves that had been frightened in the dead of night. A pair of unfathomable sharp eyes stared at the person opposite in the dark night. Such a petite girl could give a big scare. "What are you doing, hiding here to rob?" "I'm just 166 tall, and you're 188. Am I crazy to rob you?" Juliana felt a little cold after waiting for so long, so she didn't waste any words and went straight to the point. "The blueberry mousse you ate just now was made by me for my brother." To prevent Alfred William from denying it, she had even taken a photo as evidence at that time. Alfred William lowered his eyes to glance at her phone screen. That face with a perfect bone structure showed no sign of embarrassment even under a magnifying glass. "So what? Did you poison your brother and I accidentally ate it?" Juliana took her phone back, felt speechless. "Why would I poison my brother?" Alfred William leaned against the car door casually. "Unrequited love? Love breeds hatred?" Juliana's fingertips subconsciously tightened the corner of her dress. The cold wind rushed through her spine, and all the blood in her body seemed to freeze so that she couldn't make a sound the first time Who could be as mean as Alfred William? Others at most gossiped behind one's back, but he stabbed people face to face. The wind blew across her face, arms and calves, and everywhere was bitterly cold. Juliana resisted the impulse to run away from him immediately and maintained a calm expression. "I don't mean anything else. Since you've eaten the cake, I just hope that you will at least reconsider the cooperation with Croyer." She didn't dare to demand too much. It wasn't that she didn't want to, but it was just a cake, not that valuable. But it was the birthday cake she made for Simon. Since Alfred William he just didn't want to give a chance, not even the slightest bit. Juliana was a bit depressed. He had eaten the cake she made for Simon, and she couldn't make him spit it out. She was also afraid that Alfred William really would spit it out for her, which would be so disgusting. Forget it. She shouldn't have had any illusions about him. "So that's it," Alfred William said. Juliana didn't understand what he meant. He put his hands in his pockets and leaned lazily against the car door. "My stomach is rather delicate. I don't feel very well after eating your cake. I need to have an examination tomorrow. Remember to be responsible if my stomach is hurt." "What?" Juliana's mind couldn't keep up with his unexpected development. She quickly recalled the ingredients she had used to make the cake. They were all newly bought today, so there shouldn't be any problems. "For the sake of your brother, I won't argue with you." Alfred William was magnanimous. "Remember to tell your brother that he owes me a favor." Not far away, a man and a woman were laughing and joking as they came out of the villa and got into their car. Soon, the car drove out of the parking lot. A gust of wind blew past, and Juliana's dress was flapped. She didn't succeed in blackmailing him. On the contrary, she was blackmailed. Originally, she just didn't want Simon to owe him a favor. Unexpectedly, after all her actions, not only did she fail to achieve her goal, but she also lost her cake and owed him in return. Juliana knew that she had been tricked, and she was so angry, but had no place to complain, so she could only grin and bear it. She was in a really bad mood today. There was a sponge in her heart that was swollen by some liquid, and some accumulated emotions were attacking her tear glands at the same time. Kelly's diminishing body, Paige Smith's arrogance, an unwelcome home, and the female actress in Simon Thompson's arms. Juliana felt her eyes warm up, and her vision was quickly filled with moisture. She lowered her eyes and said, "If you don't want to help, just forget it. I'm sorry for taking up your time." After saying that, she turned around and walked away quickly. At the moment of turning around, Alfred William saw a glint of water in her eyes. She was quite slim, but not bony, a tender kind of slenderness. The black dress smoothly followed the curves of her body, and from the back, she looked very petite. The wind was strong in the evening, and she was walking so hurriedly that she seemed about to be blown away. Alfred William leaned against the car and reflected on himself for a few seconds. Did he bully her too much? Mr. William is actually this kind of person. Kelly was very shocked. She had seen Alfred William once at an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, Industry Expo. On that day, the exchange meeting brought together experts, scholars, industry elites, and outstanding entrepreneurs from all over the world. Kelly finally got a chance to attend. When she was talking with an interested investor about the development of liquid hydrogen-powered UAVs, Alfred William happened to overhear them. Only then did Croyo get the attention of the Amantech Group. However, on that day, it was a middle-level manager in charge of the UV section in Amantech who handed her his business card and contacted her later. All she could remember was that when she looked over from afar on that day, those surrounding Alfred William were all big shots in the industry, like the president of the convention and academicians of the Engineering Academy. He was wearing a custom-made suit, standing tall and straight, like a crane among chickens. Facing a group of people who were flattering and complimenting him, his face showed no expression at all. How aloof and noble he was. Although Juliana told Simon not to help, he still made arrangements with the hospital and got a VIP ward arranged for Kelly. Kelly had strong side effects after chemotherapy. The doctor gave her an anti-emetic to relieve it a little. Her face was bluish-green, and she was extremely tired. Kelly's impression of him was that he was extremely handsome and out of reach. She never expected his private personality to be so awful. If he doesn't want to help, then so be it. After all, he is also a friend of your brother. How can he bully you like this? I shouldn't have had any illusions at the beginning. Just because he is a friend of my brother doesn't mean he has to show me a favor. Juliana had now recognized the reality and her naivety, and frowned with worried. Maybe I still have to ask my brother. Don't bother your brother. Kelly said, Alfred William is too difficult to deal with. If he want to give your brother this face, he would have given it long ago, and you wouldn't have to beg him like this. In the adult world, since he hasn't relented, his meaning is very clear. Why should we force this matter?